Hello, welcome to the Cables, Lace, and Tails podcast. My name is Sue, and I am a maker from northwestern Wisconsin. I hope to keep this about a half hour today. I really don't have that much to show because I have been extremely busy the past week, working extra shifts, working longer at my job, family visiting, the gamut. So, I do not have any finished objects. I worked on four things and four things only and really didn't get that far in any of them. The first thing I'm going to show is my Foyka sweater. I should have been working on this when the weather had taken a turn for the cold, but I did not. I didn't want to take it out. Sometimes it's a bit cumbersome, as you can see. It is very close to being done. I am presently working on the collar or turtleneck. I need to make it 8 inches, and it is approximately 1.5 right now, so I have a way to go. There is not much to say. I did it according to pattern in my wilderness book. I've done some editing. That's why I want to keep this short, so I can put the wilderness book picture at either corner and instead of holding it. But I'm just using just a regular hair tie ribbon. I am using a very short needle. This is my 4 square, it's size 8, laminated birch from Knit Picks. And this is my regular laminated birch, circular, size 8, but it's a full size. Having 2 short needles, it was just too hard to go around. It was just, I don't know, it was hurting my hands. These are very, very, very pointy. This is not as pointy, but it has a good point to it. And then I thought, well, I've sized down on the cable a couple times, from here. And then I think I'm on a 24. I don't think I'm on a 16. I could be on a 16-inch cable. So it's working out. It's kind of slow going. Once I start working on it, it's real nice. It's a 1x1 rib, which I also did for the cuffs and the hem. I went through this in depth last podcast about how I mistakenly put things on wrong, and then I have 4, 2 on the front. You see the difference? 2 on the front and 2 on the back in the same area. So I'm making it part of the pattern. That's one thing I learned from knitting group Anne, is if you make a mistake, make it an intentional. So I decided to make it as a motif in the pattern. Once this is done, I will have to wait until I have plenty enough time to soak it, block it, and let it dry. I will be starting summer school the day after we get out of school, so maybe like in the afternoon, because summer school for my district is in the mornings. We get done around noon. It's quick and fast and furious. I am working with the elementary school again, so overall it's coming along, but like I said, I really didn't work on it that much. I worked on it yesterday and maybe one other day, but I've been just so flippin' busy. The last time I recorded, which was last Thursday, we were expected to get quite the storm. We did. Thankfully, not as bad as some. There were some tornadoes in my area, but probably about an hour or so away, 45 minutes for sure. There was like 3 over there by, like, say, close to Minnesota. And the town south of me got 3 inches of 3-inch size hail, which busted a lot of windshields on cars and damaged a lot of cars. But my long video wouldn't upload to Canva. And I'm wondering if one of the alerts that beep through it, like, distorted something. So I'm still learning on editing, and we'll just go from there. Now, things I have been doing while waiting for my daughter. So she had her first ever dance at school. It was only the 8th grade class. She had a blast. She loved every minute of it. So I have been working on dishcloths in the car. Very simple. I mean, this one's, in my opinion, a bit too large. So I will give this to somebody who has a bigger hand circumference for me. When I make a dishcloth, I do it really scientifically. That's a joke. I go about 33, I cast on about 33 stitches. This, I think, is close to 40 stitches, maybe 36, 40. And then I just make a square. How do I measure? I look down and I go like this. I look down on my hand, on my thing, I put my hand on it and go, oh yeah, that's good. So I have been working on a lot of dishcloths. I have another one on the needles. It's part of my gift giving. I'm going to give one of Molly's teachers, because she really, really, really likes her, a gift. She is getting married, and it would be nice to just, here you go, a little sweet gift. So she had her dance. She looked really pretty. She had a lot of fun. And then Saturday we had to run a bunch of errands. We were gone for 6 hours. We didn't get home until like 8 o'clock at night, completely exhausted. Then Sunday we had our 4-H meetings. I had a parent meeting and she had her regular meeting. And then I worked a track meet on Monday. I was doing ticket sales and it was intense, and 3 hours never went by so fast. So yeah. And then on Tuesday, Molly had her orchestra. Oops, I said her name. Oh, oops. She had her orchestra concert, and it was gorgeous. It was amazingly how good 8th graders can sound. So yeah. All right, back to the things. Now, I really want to get this done. I have been working on in the back. It is a split hem. So okay, let me start over. This is Sanduskarn pattern. It's called the Cherry Sweater. I'm really hoping I can do some editing with this one. I really am. So it's called the Cherry Sweater. It is a very simple, deep raglan. I will have sleeves to go down about my elbows. This here comes to about here, so it's not that much more. I need to do about another centimeter before I can turn it in. I'm looking at the view at my camera here on my phone, and I can't see nothing. So I don't even know if this is going to even show up. But essentially, I knit 6 centimeters. I did a turning row, and then I need to knit another 3 centimeters, and then sew it on. They have higher front than the back, but I think I want them even. I'm not really into that whole cropped look anyway, and I don't know if I want it up higher. Anyway, I am using Upcycle Alpaca in the color Squirrel. It is a brown, but there's a lot of pinks and red hues within the yarn. When you look at it in like direct lamplight or sunlight, it is gorgeous. Upcycle Alpaca Blend is a mixture of wool, alpaca, and acrylic from Knit Picks. I am an affiliate member of Knit Picks. If you go into my description and click on the link, it'll direct you to the website. I receive a small commission from anything you buy, yet it doesn't add anything to your bottom line. Nellie, my dog, is chewing on herself, and I can't stop her, and she's not listening to me. So what else can I say? Oh yes, I am using the US 5 or 3.75 millimeter laminated 4-square birch needle. This is sport weight. Presently at the Knit Pick site, they only have the worsted weight available. I really like this yarn. It does have a halo. Will it pill? I'm not 100% sure, because, you know, I've never worn a garment with this yarn yet, but I have a lot of it, and I do plan on making more garments. So yeah, I mean, what else? I made it. I thought I measured correctly. I put it on once I joined around once I did the armhole area. I put it on, and then I was doing the body, was working the body, and I maybe had gotten about, like, not even an inch, maybe a half an inch down. And I said, I should probably try this on. It looks really nice on top. I was like, yay. And then I realized if I keep going at this rate, it's not going to be large enough for what I want. So I increased quite a bit of stitches, you know, just like make one left, that type, right underneath the arm. So you won't really see. So it just added bulk here versus in throughout the sweater. Let's see if you can see. I don't think you can see. I mean, I can see a little bit on the back and like right at the armhole, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. So I really want this done. I'm tired of looking at it on my needles. I want to make other things. I've been like, you know, drooling over my other projects, drooling over other projects in pattern books I have. I really want to get it done. And so I've been focusing on it. This and the dishcloths when I'm in the car, and a little bit of my Foyka. And the last thing I've worked on, and I actually got quite a bit done with it, is my lace cardigan by Leisure Arts. I'm just going to show you. This is the only one I'm going to show you because I only got out this one. I had a staff meeting right after work, so I got home a little later than normal, and I have to go pick up my daughter shortly and maybe run some errands. So that's what it's going to look like. It has crochet details at the end. So I have the right front done. This is what I was working on last week. I was probably about here last Thursday, and then I was just like, I want this done. I wanted it done by my birthday, but I don't think that's going to happen because my birthday is in the middle of June. I mean, something could happen. Maybe I'd get more of it done, but I don't think I'd have it all sewn up or anything. I have noticed that with each piece, the same thing happens on each piece. I have that same winging out. I don't know if it's because there is no ribbing at the bottom or if I'm just loose in the beginning. So there's that one. This is the left front. And I really paid attention to this one, so it didn't wing out as much. So I guess when I'm not paying attention and then not being overly, I'm going to say it's going to be fine. Everything will be just fine. Will it be fine? Who knows? But will I wear it? Yes. Will it look odd? I hope not. I hope that when I sew everything together, because you sew it all together and then you do a single crochet border around everything. And if I'm putting it together and I don't like the way it looks, I can, you know, do 2 single crochets at once. So I have the back in here. I'm not going to pull it out. I've already shown it in other episodes, but I have quite a bit of yarn left over. And I started working the sleeve. So this is 50 stitches. So it's going to be kind of loose, you know, kind of loose. I don't mind that. If you're wearing a shirt underneath it, you don't want anything too tight. I am making the size sleeve for the pattern. I didn't go down a size. I thought about it, but I don't know. I think it'll be fine. And I'm wondering, like in the first few rows of each piece, this is so wonky, goosey. There's not as much structure around it that's why I'm winging out. Maybe. You use the same needle throughout. I am using my 4 square laminated birch from Knit Picks size 8 or 5 millimeter. It is just a 10 stitch repeat lace work. It's very simple. I have not memorized it, but I will show you something I've been doing which helps me keep track of things. So they will say do rows 2 and 3, you know, 4 more times. Okay, fine. That's fine. You know, whoop-de-doo. Okay. And then, but if you just go, oh, 2, 3, 2, 3. No, you have to do the pattern thing. So I write down the rows, each number, and then I cross them off after I'm done. So then I know exactly where I am if I have to stop and put it down for a quick second, and then go on. This smaller pieces make me go faster because, like, oh, well, that wasn't that hard. I can do another repeat. Yeah, I'm just wondering if it is part me being loosey-goosey on my first few rows and part of the loosey-goosey of the yarn overs and the lace pattern. I will mention that with both fronts, I didn't need, the pattern seemed to go a little bit longer than what I needed for it to match the back. So I did rip out quite a bit, and I've always been afraid to rip back lace work because of the yarn overs and the 2 togethers and where I am. But this being big twist poly cotton, it's 85% cotton and 15% polyester. It does hold its shape a little bit when you unravel. However, I would just go really slow and then put each stitch on my needle as I went, so then I knew exactly where I was. And I am starting to be able to read my knitting and know exactly which row I've been on, because there have been times when I've done lace work and I have gotten something this long and realized I made a mistake and tried to fix it and only made it worse and ended up ripping all of my work out. Thankfully, that did not happen. This line here, you can't really see. Right here. The string is in there. That shows where I started the armhole. So that way I'll be able to attach it. It is a set-in sleeve pattern, so it should sit on my shoulder nicely. I am excited to get it done. I think washing it will lessen, but not too much, of the striped nature of the yarn, and it'll be just nice to like throw on when you go to a movie or a restaurant, although those are very expensive. So I started this last project I'm showing you. I started to make this 2 summers ago. I started working summer school 2 years ago, and I wanted to make bags one for my daughter and one for my sister, one for myself. Now, the one that I'm showing you is my daughter's bag. I had, you know, the time that we were all at home, I took sheets that she had as a baby. She never slept on them because she slept with us. I tried to get her to sleep in her crib, but she never wanted to sleep in her crib. She only wanted to sleep with us. And at like 7, I think she was 8 months old, I gave up. I just gave up. I was like, all right, sleep next to me. So I made these little patterns, and she likes hedgehogs, or at least she did at the time. I think they're just so cute. And then I was on Instagram, and there's a account I look at. I don't know if she posts too much anymore, but her name is on Instagram, Green Needle Thread. I think there might be some underscores, but I'm not 100% sure. But she makes these gorgeous, I mean, absolutely beautiful pieces. So beautiful. And someone asked in her comment section one time, how do you do it? And she uses one thread at a time. Now I've been practicing. I thought, well, that's a really good idea. So with the rabbit and the hedgehog and the other rabbit, I'll show you one at a time. I decided to try that, to give it more like lifelike thing. I think I did pretty good on that one. So cute. It's like smelling the stovepipe on the little house. So essentially, I would like have to sew these up and, you know, put some backing on them. I would like it to be a little bit more quilted like. So my thoughts were, oh, I'm going to make these bags. I'll embroider this stuff, and then I'll just figure it out. Well, it's been 2 years, essentially. I did this during the summer. Like, I would get home from work, and summer school is a good thing to do for your children and for myself, but it's intense, it's quick, it's intense, and it's a lot of emotions. And that's what school is. It's just pure, raw emotions all the time. The kids were having stations in the library, and I don't really mind the noise, and I was trying to explain this to the librarian today. I don't mind the noise, but I don't like the fighting, and I just want to tamp it down. Let's all just get tamped down. So that's what summer school is. It is intense. So you get home, I mean, you're going here, you're going there, you're going here, you're going there, and pretty soon it's noon, and then all of a sudden you get home and you're like starving, and you're like, oh, did that just happen? I am thankful to be working it though. It'll help a lot. So I made these. This is my bag. I really like this one a lot. Oh, it's so cute. It is so cute. And then on the other side, you can see where I finished because the needle is still in the back of my thing. But I love that little stump, and I've been thinking, because when I was doing it at this time, I was just going to do outlines. But now I'm going to take that one strand idea and make it into bark all around. It has a little door and a little window, and, you know, little things that need to be done. And then I have another, like what do you call it? A little cottage. And there's a butterfly up there. So I don't know if I traced this on. I might have traced it with pen, because I don't think I ironed it on. It would probably have faded by now. So I want to get this done as well, because I'm tired of letting things languish. Now, that doesn't mean I will actually get it completed this summer, but I would like to get my daughter's at least completed this summer. And I may be doing another job over the summer, more as like a substitute. I don't want to really get too deep because it hasn't even been offered yet to me. So, like to, we'll find out. There are other items I want to make. I thought about doing a whole like cardigan roundup of patterns I want to make, patterns that I am making, because I am making one more cardigan for sure. And I want to start another one that I had started, but I ripped out because I did it the wrong size and I couldn't remember where I was in the pattern. And then there's a few more, and I want to use up my upcycle alpaca yarn because I have quite a bit of it. I would love to go to Joann's one more time before they closed, but I don't know if that is even possible. I mean, the last time I was there, which was probably about a month ago, I left there so depressed, and so I don't know if I want to do that to myself. Plus, Michael's is probably taking over some of their stuff. Plus, I can buy yarn from Knit Picks or other sources that way. Plus, I have recession proofed my own yarn stash just because I got good deals. So, but I think this is going to be a short and sweet video because I feel like all I have been doing this past week is rushing from one thing to another. And like Friday, I slipped on water at my school last Thursday and really hurt my below my knee. I'm fine. I never even went to the doctor, but you know, it hurts when you kneel on it. And then we had the storms, and then it was just like bing, 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 bing. And it's at the end of the school year, and we tend to forget that kids who don't have a good home life start acting up a lot at this time of year. I forget, others forget, because you think you should know all these rules by now. It's May. But they're nervous and they're scared because they have, you know, essentially almost 3 months of being at home. And it's just, you know, some people are food insecure. Some people have abusive homes or whatever. And yeah, it's a intense time of year. Next week we're gonna be this is our last full week of school. Next week we have Memorial Day, and then we have school for the last 4 days. But the following week is the last week of school. Students go until Wednesday. Staff goes till Thursday. There's like 5 people leaving my school. For some are retiring, some have got new jobs, and so we're having some parties for that. And then I start summer school on the Friday after we get done with regular school. And then it's 3 weeks of summer school. And then by the time I'm done with that, I'll be like, whew. And then it's the state fair, 4th of July, state fair, family coming up to visit, school shopping, and there's summer. It's all I want to do is, you know, get up, relax a little bit, knit my stuff, finish my things so I can work on other things. I would love to make some tank tops. I started making a tank top for myself last year, but I ripped it out because it was too big. And I'm realizing I'm assuming that I'm bigger than I am, and I should just follow a pattern. So, and the only reason why I want tank tops is not to wear them like as outerwear. I want to wear them as under my sweaters, so I'm not too hot. Sometimes at school when I wear a sweater over a t-shirt, inside it's a little warm, and I've noticed, well, maybe if I had maybe no sleeves, it would be fine. So let's hope I can edit this, put in some pictures, and have some fun with it. I did put out a short little maybe 5 minutes or so video, and I was able to edit that one. So I am fingers crossed that I can do it in Canva, not sponsored, just what I use. And, you know, we'll see. Now, I hope I get more knitting done. I hope I get some crocheting done. There is so much I would like to do, and I would like to stop cleaning my house nonstop. So, I mean, I don't live messily, but I do have other people here. So, anywho, I'm babbling now. I should probably go finish my cup of coffee and head out the door to pick my daughter up. Take care, have fun, and keep on knitting. Bye for now.